and welcome to Date with the Divas. So, our videos caught your attention, huh? Well, thanks for clicking on us, and since we know you'll love us, do us a favor. Click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And while you're at it, like our videos and hit on that notification bell so you never have to miss us or our videos. Now you are officially part of the entourage. Entourage, please welcome our newest subscribers by writing in the comments. Now let's grab your beverage of choice and let's begin the shenanigans. Ms. Entrice.
Hello, Divas. So two of our favorite divas are in the news this week. We're going to start with our girl, the queen, Beyonce. In addition to coming out with a groundbreaking country album, B has also come out with a new hair care line. You may have heard of it. It's called Sacred, spelled with a C. I believe there's 8 products in this first launch. There's a couple of shampoos, a couple of conditioners, 2 deep conditioners, and a hair oil, from what I remember. Now, when the line first was released, I think there was a little less enthusiasm than was expected. And a big part of that conversation was, we know Beyonce for being gorgeous and being a great dancer and a great singer, but she wears a lot of weaves and wigs when she's performing. So we haven't really known her for her hair care routine. So a lot of people, had some thoughts and some questions about whether or not B was going outside of her lane. Well, Beyonce shut everybody and the internet down a couple of days ago when she released a video on her Instagram page showing that not only does she have real hair, but my girl has waist length hair that she keeps dyeing blonde. So I believe we have a little video of her showing her hair care routine. She's not doing the typical influencer where she's showing herself doing her hair. She's in the salon and it's a voiceover, but she's basically talking about how proud she is that she's grown her hair waist length, her textured hair. She keeps emphasizing that her hair is textured and that the process she has chosen is to dye it or bleach it as opposed to using a chemical relaxer. But she's proud that she's grown it to waist length and she's sharing her hair care routine through the use of her products. And so you can see here that she's going through, showing the scalp. You know how we do, when we need to flex, we show that scalp, and she shows her hair as it's being washed, blow dried, flat ironed, and voila. Well, this made the news because it's been everywhere that Beyonce has waist length hair. So divas, what do we think? We talked about this before a little bit about being reticent to use this hair care line because hair was not considered Beyonce's lane. But now that you've seen that Miss B does seem to have a hair care routine that clearly works for her, are you more likely to buy the product?
For me, I'm not going to say no. I would have to actually research it to see what's in the product because I'm very, like paraffins and all that. But I'd be willing to give it a try if, it has not the chemicals that I'm not looking for in it when I do the research. I'm open. I've tried a lot of the different celebrity hair care products.
Were you willing to try it before the video?
No.
So the video did convince you a little bit.
A little bit to actually see she had real, like you said, you see the weaves and everything, and like we're not sure what her hair is. And also she's not known typically for promoting a product. So yes, seeing her use it. I've seen some of her other celebrity friends use it, but it's nice to actually see her use it and try to promote it. So potentially may give it a try. I've heard mixed reviews. I've seen different influencers and people using it. So it would be kind of a mix just to see if it would actually work for my hair.
I'm not, it's something that I've thought about trying. I just have not seen it in stores, and it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to buy. I don't think the video made me feel more inclined to buy it. I see what she's trying to do. Say it again.
It made you more.
No, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I see what she's trying to do. And like you said, we had talked a little bit about this, I think last week, where it's like, okay, we're not used to seeing Beyonce's hair. So like for her to come up with a hair care line just seemed a little out of her lane. But it was just I'm used to I'm down for trying anything like Black owned or Black promoted, or I don't know if she totally owns the line. So like I said, if I see it, I might pick it up and try it. But yeah, the video, I was like, okay, I see you trying to be relatable, and it is kind of relatable, but then it's also like it's kind of forced because you already came out with the line. So like
super
maybe
filtered.
if you would have did this before you came out with the line and been like, oh hey, just sharing my wash day, and then all of a sudden like, hey, I have a hair care line, it might have seemed a little more natural.
And I agree. Well, listen, I'll stick to my the do.
Oh, the do, I like the do.
It's cost effective. I'm not paying. I'm sorry, I can't pay $30.
And I love their
can't pay $30
packages.
just for the shampoo. So I need something that's gonna work well into my lifestyle and my routine. And maybe that may work for other people, but $30 per whatever tool, shampoo, it doesn't work for my financial budget. So she, is taking her products and she's at the salon and she's with her team of people doing her hair. It's just me and my two hands trying to make it happen.
Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
You miss. So I'm trying. And I got a whole lot of action going on in my head. I don't see. It could be the bomb, but I was looking at the mask. There are other masks that I have seen that are a little bit more cost effective that do the same exact thing. I'm happy for her line, but for my pockets, it's not working.
I didn't even check the prices. I said I just consider it.
That's a big factor, and I'm thinking about. I was comparing it to other celebrity lines. Taraji P. Henson's line, as well as Pattern by Tracy
Ellis Ross, yes.
And their price point lines are a little bit more realistic.
Really?
I think Beyonce's trying to be one of the prestige hair care lines.
And you can tell that by the packaging too. It's like,
yeah,
exactly.
And like,
and what you're paying is the packaging.
Yeah.
So she can keep the pristine. Y'all can keep the pristine. I'll keep the do. And real talk, can go to Walmart, $12.99.
I think you're gonna see Sacred in Walmart.
and I know, and you know what?
Even that's what she ain't buying.
In the Chinaman store, we are not going to find Sacred, and I get that. We're going to find them in high-end salons, and maybe if someone decides, wink, wink, to give me some sort of gift package, Mother's Day package, ding, 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 and says, oh, maybe I'll try it, but for my own money, no.
Well, Sacred, we got a lot of texture here, so if you want to send us a package, and we will share our wash day with everyone.
Most definitely.
Me, like the most of you are saying, it's a try. It doesn't make a difference if it's, I don't know, like the Vidals and the, all these, if it doesn't work for you, it's not gonna work for you. That's my thing. It's if you try it, and if it works, okay. I felt already that what do you say? You see her lineage, so I had a feeling of
her hair's always been long.
Yeah,
so
exactly. From the year
from when she was young.
Exactly.
Her hair's not always been long while she's been performing. She's grown her hair out.
Right, but I've at least when she was starting out, I've never seen her to have like super, super short hair about to here, or whatever. But
and the thing is, it's in her roots. You can tell that it's in her roots that she can grow hair, because when you look at pictures of when she was little,
Solange does not have long hair. Solange has afro hair.
Right. And I think the also key about that is that she's dyeing it blonde, and it looked healthy, because sometimes when people dye their hair blonde, and the way she's dyeing it as blonde as she is, for you not to really see, and I'm just saying from the video, it didn't look like there was any breakage. It looked healthy for blonde hair, and sometimes when you dye it that extreme and she's keeping it up plus her eyebrows. I
Yeah,
know
because
But
it
I'm-
takes a lot
I would
to
think-
keep your hair good when you're dyeing it. It takes a lot to keep it moisturized.
But when you got money and you got Fritz and Jean-Claude doing your hair,
no, but to give her
That
to
have
be,
money that don't have hair. I mean,
but to be, but we're talking apples and oranges here now. I mean, if we're talking about her product, once again, not a problem. If it works for you, it works for you,
Works for
and
you.
good
well,
for
I will
you.
say I went on her website and I read the ingredients, and the ingredients are top tier. It's a lot of like natural oils, coconut oils, almond oils, all the oils. Like
Mhm.
Which
one of
I
her-
mean, she would have to be. It would
oil.
have to be, especially if it's, we know African American products, what we need to have in our
and she knows we're
repertoire.
very particular.
She's not
Yeah.
an ignorant woman. She knows what she's doing. But
And the
just because,
ingredients are there.
again, just because the ingredients are there doesn't mean it will go for this person or that person. So I'm willing for everybody to try it. I'm not saying this is going to be the
Are
whole.
you gonna try it?
Me
Are
personally,
you gonna try it?
if I'm,
I do.
if I have an opportunity to, yeah, I would try it. I'm always down for that because it's always good to change your shampoos. It's not good to use the same one
Consistently.
constantly. So yeah, I would try it. Am I like rushing to the stores? Not necessarily, but I wish her well with the product.
For me, I feel like for that price point, I'm willing to pay the price, but I need a little more product, like $40 for this month, because I'm very heavy.
And that's exactly because I'm looking at the size of the,
Right.
handed with
it's
my
8
product.
fluid ounces.
Yeah, so
$30 for 8 fluid ounce and the
I
deep
need a
moisturizing
good
deep
16,
conditioner.
20, 24 ounces to
And
shell out.
you know us with conditioner, we'd be like, oh,
Yes.
Yeah, dime size.
none of this little
Exactly.
dip.
Look, and I need to be able to leave it in because even though it say, you're supposed to rinse it out, my hair be soaking up. I'd be like, nah, I leave that leave-in conditioner in. I still be putting oil in it because my hair be drink.
Because the
Yeah.
treatment mask and the conditioner is in a 10 fluid ounce, and that's $38.
Yeah, I'm just gonna need a little more product for my money. So I'll have to catch Sacred on the Cyber Monday sale.
Right.
Or if anybody wants to sponsor us, send us some
Exactly.
Sacred, we
Yes,
got a
we
lot
got-
of different textures.
I'll be
and
so
colors.
willing
we
to
have-
do what you call it.
Yeah.
Get in the shower with your
Wash
baby
day with
do
the
all of
Divas.
that.
Let me ask one more question. Why do you think it broke the internet that Beyonce revealed her real hair?
Because Black people have an obsession with length of hair.
It was in People, it was on E! News,
Right.
it was on USA.
And
it
it's
was
Beyonce.
It's Beyonce, that's why.
It's Beyonce.
If Beyonce came out and said, I go to Walmart every 2 weeks, people would be like, oh, for real? Let's let her go to Walmart.
There'd be a line around the corner at Walmart.
I don't think it was a Black woman was showing she had waist length hair.
Say it again.
I felt
you
it was
thi-
because a Black woman was showing she had
That's
waist.
exactly it. We have an obsession with hair. With women in general, your hair is your mane, is your power, is whatever. You could be as busted, but if your hair look good and you got some long hair and your mug is, but you got some pretty hair. That's
Right.
always for women in general. It's like your mane is just like a lion. They, groom themselves and that mane is their pride.
But
So
then
I think
why?
that
But why did all these news outlets pick it up? Like
this is
pick up
Beyonce.
this. That's true.
Why
It's
did we
Beyonce showing us
pick it
something
up?
different.
So you think
Trying to
if
think why
Taylor
she went-
Swift made a video showing she had long hair, this would make international news?
No, that'd just be another Monday.
Yeah. But again, it's a Black woman. It's a Black woman showing that she has waist length hair. That's basically exactly.
Well,
Because you know how when and I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Mhm.
because plenty of times people see my hair in, ponytail or whatever, and then I've gotten it blown out and they, they want to touch it. And then I'm just like, yes, it's my hair when it's blown out that it is long. And now my hair's never gone down to my, my waist. It's gone down to my bra strap, and I realized that, okay. But at the end, but why? People are amazed by the fact that when people of color, namely African American women, have long hair, there has to be like, then a
We've
whole
got
nother
some
conversation
Indian
comes
in you.
about. Where you from? What you got? You got Indian in your family?
Right. Is this your real
What
hair?
you mixed with?
Thank you.
Right.
You know, so you can't, you know,
One thing
I
I
think
did
it's
appreciate about Beyonce's video was the point she made about just because a woman wears wigs or weaves doesn't mean
Yes.
that they don't have hair.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
like I love to wear my weaves. I'm not wearing one today, but I don't wear them because I have to. I wear it primarily because it's a protective style, because it
Mhm.
protects and allows me to grow my hair out, but also because it's you know it's fun to look different sometimes.
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean we're all bald headed because we
Right.
on sometimes.
Basically.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
Non-African American women do it too.
All the
Right. It
Thank
just,
you.
They've been doing it since the flood.
Thank you.
right. It just wasn't always talked about.
It's part of
And then
Exactly.
it became trendy. Like, oh, my weave, gotta go get my weave done. I
Mhm.
get my little clip-ins or whatever.
Well, Entourage, what do you think? Are you going to try Beyonce's new hair care line? Do you feel like B is stepping out of her lane? Were you more convinced now that you know she has waist length hair when it's straight? She has waist length hair. Are you now more likely to shell out $40 for a
Mm.
Look, not that like that. You mean like that? Let's do
Like
the
a
real
bottle of
size.
water.
No, you get more in a bottle of water.
I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I think, yeah, the product, yeah, I think maybe we paying more for the
6.5
container.
ounces, because you ain't getting nothing. My lotion, 6.5 ounces.
Okay, so
Listen.
moving right along to a very good girl from her friend from Texas, Megan the Stallion, is also in the news because Megan she's having issues with the law again. She's being sued. She's facing a lawsuit. My sources for the last story was the entire internet.
I like that.
Entire internet.
That's good.
My sources for this story are USA Today, but Megan the Stallion is facing a lawsuit from a former cameraman named Eric Garcia, I think is Emilio Garcia, who worked for her from 2018 to 2023. So they have a long working relationship. He's accusing her of sexual harassment, weight shaming comments that made the work environment hostile, and there's some discrepancies with his pay, which I think are the root of this lawsuit.
I think so too.
But basically, Mr. Garcia said, I think it was in 2022, he was in the car with her and a few other young women, and Megan started having sex with one of the women in the car. He
Mhm.
stated he was embarrassed, mortified, and offended throughout the whole ordeal. And the next day, the rapper allegedly told him to, quote, never discuss what you saw. In an interview with NBC News published Tuesday, Garcia said he, quote, felt uncomfortable, was kind of frozen and shocked, this is a grown man, during the alleged incident in the car, adding that he couldn't believe the audacity to do this right beside me. Now, we'll get to that one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But he felt degraded by the rapper's alleged fat shaming remarks and was surprised to hear them coming from someone who advocates loving your body. So I guess in conversations that they had, she's made comments like you need to stop eating or spit that food out of your mouth. The barrage of relentless, this is quotes, the barrage of relentless sexual and fat shaming comments plunged Garcia into profound emotional distress. Now, in 2023, she's changed his pay rate, I guess. I don't know. It's not clear how he was being paid before, but he believes after this incident of the sex in the vehicle, she changed him to only getting paid when his services were requested, which turned him into an independent contractor. And when he argued about this, they told him his services were no longer needed.
So question. So he was getting paid like a salary, even though his services weren't being used before. And then now he's only getting paid as per use. Is that?
That's my understanding.
Okay, that's what okay.
But that seems to be implied.
Okay.
Yeah, he alleges that his firing was in retaliation for his complaints of wage and hour violations. And he now, quote, grapples with mounting anxiety, depression, and physical distress stemming from a toxic work environment compounded by the trauma of unpaid work. Garcia is represented by Ron Zambrano, who is the lawyer who's representing the dancers who are suing Lizzo. In a statement, Megan's lawyer said, let me pull it up here, that this is an employment claim for money with no sexual harassment claim filed and with salacious accusations to attempt to embarrass Megan. We will deal with this in court. What do you think, Divas? Does this sound like a legitimate lawsuit?
It sounds like a bunch of, like you said, the wage thing is probably at the heart of it. I mean, it sounds fair for him to be paid when his services are requested.
Yeah,
you know, yeah, as a contractor, because he was a photographer, is that correct?
He's a cameraman who followed her around, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So
it sounds like what Lava said. She was just paying him to be on salary. And
right.
Then her manager or her accountant came, because that
They
happened.
probably were like, why is this person on salary? Yeah.
This is not how it's done. You need to be paying him when you request him. And it changed. And he felt that that was in retaliation for something.
Right. And I mean, him being represented by the same lawyer as the lawyer who's representing the dancers for Lizzo. I don't know. I kind of question that because the claims are a little the same. I mean, I guess he could have been like, oh, they're doing this. Let me go find their lawyer. I hate to say that somebody who has said they've been shamed has not been shamed, but I don't know. It just seems a little convenient.
People said she was fat shaming too, right? I forgot about that.
Yes. So I'm seeing a Meg and Lizzo collab coming up, and a little diss record to the haters or something.
And if it happens, they owe it all to you, Monday.
Yeah. So let's get it. Let's get it on Lizzo and Meg. Let's get in the studio.
Do you think that the work environment stuff was something drummed up? Because
it could have been. He could have went and talked to the lawyer and been like, oh, the lawyer could have been like, what else? And what else? And what else? And he'd be like, oh, it was that one time when we was all stuck in the car.
She just happened to have sex with another
because the Lizzo dancers were also had like sexual harassment.
But
my thing is, if it's two women, like, what do you mean they were having sex? What were they doing?
I guess like that's what I'm like. I guess
rubbing against each other, carpet,
oral, fellatio.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. Sex is sex,
sex
right?
is sex.
But he could still feel uncomfortable about that happening in front of him.
We believe that, Divas.
He could be. That may not be his interest.
Exactly.
He may swing a different or choose a different person, and that wouldn't be something that turns him on.
I still kind of feel that, I mean, this, all these claims could have happened. Okay, fine. But I still feel one of the main thing is about the salary issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because now you're messing with his money, and it's just, I wonder, is that the only time, or just, I don't know. I guess maybe it doesn't really make a difference,
I just think it's this new thing for people to sue celebrities and make these outrageous claims that are designed to embarrass them, to pressure them into
giving money.
Yeah, into settling.
Well, at the same time, too, not that I know for a fact. Oh, the thought is with some celebrities, basically, that, okay, they tend to do what they want, there's no repercussions. Some of celebrities just doing like, this is what I am, I can do whatever because I am whomever, So I could see things happening where that employee, this gentleman, has felt that there was no regard for him. I could see that happening. So we have to, whatever, give him pause to, say that this actually could have happened, or had happened or whatever. I just what in terms of what Antri said, if there's an issue, I just believe just stick to the point of what it is that you
Mhm.
have problems with.
Exactly. Because then he brought up, so you have three separate claims, one about the pay, then you
Mhm.
have one about, I guess, her fat shaming him. And then you have the next of her basically having sexual acts in front.
So that's sexual
I,
harassment.
yeah, sexual. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, choose one.
Mhm.
If you want to just say hostile environment, then just say hostile environment.
That's what I was thinking. Like, okay,
That's sensitive though. Are you working for Megan Thee Stallion? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, that's like
right.
saying you work it. It's like at the end of the day,
You know we're gonna knock that, right?
it just so happens that I think to a certain degree, and this may be bad to make the assumption, is that when you are working with a certain type of person, that you should expect that there's going to be activities that are beyond the norm.
Mhm.
And they're going to be
Yes, but you expect to have a civil work environment as well.
true. I get you.
It's
Did
not
they
like I'm working. I'm just saying, if I'm going to the extreme. If I'm working in the porn industry, right, and I am a photographer, what am I going to be saying? Like, so should I be saying like, so it,
you working for Megan Thee Stallion. You're gonna see
exactly. Body yada 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 yada. Come on
Yes.
now.
a
You
thing.
know,
I don't know if we're being fair, y'all.
And if you was off work, I mean, I don't know where the car was. Like, was it
Don't
in
go work for
traffic?
Diddy.
Like, was the car in traffic
Ah.
on the highway? Like, you couldn't be like, hey, well,
Drop
I'm
me
not
over at-
recording anything now, so I'm just gonna go.
I'm just gonna get out the car.
I'm
But
going. I'm going to
did
call
Tuck
me
and
an
roll,
Uber.
dude. Tuck and roll.
Did they
Let's
even
really
like?
scandalize?
Did they show a picture of him?
No, did you find one?
Why?
I did not. I didn't
Oh
even have
no,
his
I was
name.
just curious
Mama
because
wants to know how fat was he, okay?
No, I was thinking the same thing.
no, I was thinking. I'm real talk. I'm not thinking like she said he was fat shaming, and and I'm just like, really. So that can be taken out of context. So I can
Right.
say to my
I was thinking that.
sister, like, I can say, oh my God, like I feel so fat or whatever, whatever. And then my sister says to me, well, girl, why you
Stop
eating
eating.
that? Take that out your mouth. You said
Right.
I'm being an accountability buddy.
And
You
that's
know, so
right. I was thinking that too. Like, if he complained about his weight, and she'd be like, "Oh,
and she was
maybe you should eat
helping.
that hamburger."
Exactly. Maybe you shouldn't eat that hamburger. Maybe we should have that Chick-fil-A salad.
Hmm.
You've been hanging out with somebody for 5 years on the road. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, these kind of comments are thrown back and forth.
And behaviors are on the road. Behaviors are just out. I'm just unless you're riding on Celine Dion's road bus. I don't think that. And I just picked the name right there.
That was a good one.
Come
though.
on. If this was a female saying this about a dude, like, would we be the same way? Like,
Okay, you
like,
got a
Go
point.
work for Chris Brown. You're gonna see some asses being kicked occasionally. You're gonna see some sex.
You're gonna see some asses being slapped.
Yes,
so should this be in the contracts, when they're signing, for employment
in the
contracts?
NDA.
That's what you may see.
You may see, like, if you go on the road with the Lakers, let's be a little more serious. If you go into that environment, you would have to prepare yourself. You're going to hear some spicy talk.
Groupies.
There's going to be some cursing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's going to be
Gonna
some
be some
sexual acts.
Sounds.
Like, come on, let's be realistic about
But
the environment.
and so do you have to set that expectation, or is it something that is just already known? And I think it could
That's
be
a good
again.
question, though.
But and I'm not taking away from his lawsuit, and maybe there is some level of uncomfortability. But also, can we have a conversation before you try to take my dollars?
Right. And how long ago was the car
We had a
incident?
conversation.
I think it said 2022 was the first thing, and then 23 was the next one, right?
23 is when the pay got cut.
Okay.
And then 22 was the sex stuff, right?
Which I don't
Now
know
he just-
why she would be trying to retaliate about the sex stuff. Like, what? Who cares?
Thank you.
Right. I think
Unless he
just,
spoke to somebody, but he spoke to somebody in the lawsuit. So yeah, it's
Right.
kind of contradictory. Not saying, again, not taking away him feeling uncomfortable, yada yada. It really sounds like it's more about the
Mhm.
wages,
Mhm.
and he needed some more information to strengthen
Yes.
the
Yeah,
case.
because it took you that long to walk away, like from the job. I mean, I
Come on,
get-
Clearly, the
y'all.
money is
Yeah,
good.
you can't- now,
He
you know,
walked
people-
away. He got fired, Marnita.
Oh, he
Oh,
got
yeah, he got
fired.
fired. Yeah, he did
Okay.
get fired. He got fired once he questioned the whole wage thing.
He
Okay.
technically didn't get
I was like,
fired
that's
because
not-
you're a
yeah.
contractor, and a contractor
Yeah, he
means
was
you're
You
on
can't get
contract.
fired. You
He
just-
just
Yeah, his
decided not to
services
use
are
your
no longer
contract.
needed, is what he
Right.
meant.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Okay. Yeah.
And then when he tried to, I think, do a wage claim, he was told he was an independent contractor.
Mhm.
And he said, compounded by the trauma of unpaid work. Let me tell you something. What I feel is this. When you are in, like, I know people that are like barbers for like big people and, you know, whatever. You doing this one job for this one time. The accolades and the good stuff that you get that
To
you
get
may
you-
not get paid for, and the stuff, the grab, the swag
The
bags, and
supplemental.
the supplemental stuff that you get,
Or the exposure to
unpaid
other
work.
clients.
And are you working around the clock that you're saying for unpaid wages? Like, come on now, really?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he filed a wage claim and he didn't get it. How do you not know you're not an independent contractor? Because you got either a W-2 or a 1099.
Or
Right.
1099.
Independent.
Speak to
Yeah.
the lawyer.
You had to sign something.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, the thing is,
Apparently not what is it, an NDA? What is it?
and not-
Megan Thee Stallion needs to start having people sign NDAs.
she needs to. But you know what? All the stuff that you could possibly, you know what? I don't see nothing.
Hear
Y'all's
nothing.
wrong.
And
Y'all's
think nothing.
wrong.
I'll put on my headphones, y'all. I don't know
I'm
what y'all doing
telling
over
you,
there.
I'm gonna
you.
listen to my Audible book for my book club this weekend.
I'm gonna
Be
look
like this.
I'm gonna look out the window.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Be jamming on your own, looking out the window. I don't see nothing.
That's why
But you
I
know what,
keep saying,
Megan? What I do see is
if
that
the
Louis
tables
Vuitton
were
bag you got
turned,
over there.
y'all.
Why don't you slide that over my way?
What did you say, Joe?
I'm like, if the tables were turned, y'all.
But they're
Oh,
not.
if it was
I
a
do
dude and a female.
I do admit that if the tables were turned, I'd be like, oh no,
Y'all
that
wrong.
poor woman.
Of
I
course,
just
if
had
the
to
tables
win
were
that.
turned, we wouldn't have no tea to talk about.
Right? Exactly. Where's the TV?
Well, Entourage, jump down in the comments and let us know what you think. Do you think Mr. Garcia has a legitimate lawsuit, or do you think this? Do you agree with the Divas? This sounds like a money grab. What are your thoughts?
I think it does. I think it does.
And if you got this far, you like the video. So do us a favor and hit that like button. If you'd love to see subscribe. We drop videos every week. Hit that notification button so that you always get notified when we upload. But that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoy your day, your evening, and your drink of choice.
Good night, everybody.
Right.
Right.